Hey guys, it's Simblr and welcome back to another speed build for my Build Newcrest series. This is part 8, and I'm working in the same neighborhood as I was last time. This is, I believe it's the diagonal lot from the one I built last time. And they are pretty similar because they're in the same neighborhood, so I wanted them to have a similar look to one another. And so that's why I kept kind of the same shape and style. I was going to add this little extra room off to the side of it, but it just didn't look right in my opinion, and I couldn't make it work the way I wanted it to, so I decided to just remove that, and it's just like a box with chimneys or something. I don't know, but it still looks nice in the end, and I do like it. I like the other house a little bit better, but you know, that's just my personal preference. And this house is a little bit darker on the exterior because I didn't want to have two like really light feminine colored houses in the same neighborhood, so it is like a dark gray or blue color. And yeah, so now I'm just trying to find walls and stuff, and I think I used the same windows as I did in the last house, because I really like these windows that came with City Living. I think I believe it was the double wide version of these windows came with the base game, I'm pretty sure, but with City Living it brought the single wide and the the 3 wide version of them. And I'm sorry if I sound weird, I just woke up, so just bear with me. I apologize. This video is supposed to go up in less than an hour, and I overslept, so that kind of sucks. So yeah, now I'm just mapping out the backyard, and I wanted it to be like this really big garden area and really like it's well put together and well kept. And so I looked on Google for some landscaping ideas and saw something similar to this. I believe it was for a park, though. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I really liked the way the landscaping turned out on this. It is more symmetrical than the last house. And over here, I couldn't really figure out what to put there. So I was going to put that little playground stuff. And then I decided to move it to the back. But then I looked around the neighborhood, and there was already a pirate ship and some monkey bars around this lot. So I didn't want to add them to the lot because, you know, your child sims can just go to one of those places to play in it. And then, so I decided to leave that little area in the front and come back to it, and I built a playhouse back here instead, and I do fix the terrain paint around it because I was going to just have a little playground there, like I said, but then I looked around and I realized that there was like a lot of playground space around this lot, so I decided to build a playhouse because I don't think I've actually built a playhouse for one of my builds yet. So I really wanted to incorporate one, and I thought this would be the perfect house because this house, I imagine the family has like 3 kids. The way I designed it is like there's 2 boys and a girl, and they are meant to be younger children. So, you know, if you have a family moving into this and they don't have 2 boys and a girl, you know, you can just change the colors in their houses and everything. Sorry if you can hear dogs barking outside. I think there's people here, so they're barking at them. But, yeah, the landscaping on this took a lot of time. I believe I spent most of my time on the landscaping. This house took 3.5 hours to build, so it is sped up quite a bit. It's sped up 12 times, so it may be a little bit faster than my speed builds usually are, so I apologize for that if you like the slower versions of a speed build. But, yeah, it took 3.5 hours, so I kind of had to speed it up a lot. Otherwise, it would be a 30-minute video, and I knew I wouldn't be able to talk for 30 minutes about this house. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, like I said, the landscaping on this house is more symmetrical and, I don't know the word, neat, I guess. Well, except for this, lavender. Is it lavender? I don't know. But, yeah, I did use the kind of unkempt looking version of it than the, more nicer version, I guess. I don't know. It's more symmetrical or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's what I did. So, yeah, you'll see me turning a lot because I'd find something that else I wanted to add, or I'd think, okay, this needs something, and I just start adding some more stuff. And this is the first time I've actually used topiaries, I think. No, I did use an elephant topiary in my orphanage speed build. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but if you haven't, then I will link it in the description if I can remember. But, yeah, I did want to use some topiaries there because I felt like it was just an empty space and it wouldn't make any sense for there to be like a bird bath or a um, fountain there because they couldn't actually get to that area because it's blocked off by the plants. And so I just put a topiary there. I figure I'd leave that to the gardener to figure out how to take care of that, even though, technically in The Sims 4, they don't actually have to take care of the garden, the landscaping garden, like in The Sims 2. That sucked so bad. But yeah, and here I'm just decorating the interior of the playhouse. I did want to kind of keep it gender neutral. I used mostly blues and greens. I did use a little bit of pink and maybe some orange, and because I wanted to kind of keep it gender neutral, and I figured, since I'm decorating the houses, the bedrooms, as for a boy and for a girl, I decided to just, kind of make it mix match of different shades of gender. What? Am I saying that right? I don't know. But, yeah, I really wanted to use these star curtains because I hadn't actually used this swatch yet. I don't think. I may have used it for my, for the shop build that I did for this series, but I'm not 100% sure. But in my head, I hadn't used it before, so I really wanted to use it, and here I'm just going in and adding lights, which actually takes a really long time, and I hate it. But I mean, if your Sims are going outside during the nighttime, you kind of want them to see. But I think the lights did kind of mess up some of the windows on the inside, so I have to delete them later because they look black on the inside. But once I deleted them and then undo the deleting, it fixes itself, so it's fine. And I didn't really know what to do with the porches. I never know what to do with porches. Like, that's one of the things I hate decorating most is porches, hallways, and bathrooms. I just don't understand what to do with them. And so I ended up looking on Pinterest or Google or something, and, I just find some inspiration from there. And then once I started doing the layout of this house, I realized it was really starting to look very similar to the last house, and I didn't want it to look like that. So I do actually kind of tweak the layout a little bit. It takes me a while to figure it out, actually, because I wanted there to be a bathroom between these two bedrooms, but then they felt too small. And then so I do tweak the staircase, the stair landing area a little bit so that it's not open to below, because I really wanted to do that, but whenever you do that and then you remove the floor, if there's a roof, it kind of sticks through the wall and it's not nice to look at. So I do end up fixing that, so it's just like a little walkway to the other bedroom, and then the bedrooms are a little bit bigger, and there is a bathroom between them. And I did try to use some brighter colors, some more colors in this build because I usually don't actually use a lot of color, and I'm trying to break out of my comfort zone a little bit, so I did want to try to use some color. And this house is on my gallery. It is called Eleanore Estate. And like I said, it's very similar to the previous build I did for this series, which is called Mackenzie Estate. But, yeah, I think in this neighborhood, I'm going to stick to the whole name estate because I kind of like that. I don't know why. I just like giving things names. And I believe these are the two smallest lots that are going to be houses. I believe the smallest lot in this neighborhood I'm turning into like a wedding lot, and then I think I'm going to make a restaurant in one of the other lots, and then the biggest lot is going to be like a bigger house, like a mansion type thing. But, yeah, this is on a 40 by 30 lot, and the traits I gave it, I did remember to give it traits this time, are Chef's Kitchen and Good Schools, because, I wanted to give it a nice kitchen, but then I forgot whenever I was building the kitchen, and because I wanted to give it a really big kitchen, but it's not very big, honestly, but, I mean, you're cooking it, you're going to make some good food, so it's fine. And I gave it Good Schools because I knew I wanted there to be kids living in this house. And then, I don't know why I wrote that down twice, but anyway, the price of this house ended up coming to 216,691 simoleons, and there are 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Well, technically it's like 2.5 bathrooms. There's 2 full bathrooms upstairs, and then a half bathroom downstairs for guests. Because, whenever guests come over, they don't really have to use the shower, so I just did a half bath downstairs, and I was able to make that area a little bit smaller, that room, so instead of like a 3 by 2 sized room, I was able to do a 2 by 2 sized room. And you know, it worked out. It gave me more space to work with, and I was really happy about that. And I did actually remember to put a high chair in this house, so that's always great. And there, I just accidentally hit a button that I had saved for screenshots or something, so that's why I just went over to an empty lot. And I had such a difficult time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with curtains in this house, so I ended up using these. I mean, they're not the best option, but I really hope they come out with a new pack that adds more curtains and more, like, I don't know, like, more, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, I do feel like we need a lot more curtains in this room. And I knew I wanted to use a really big table for this house. And so, because it was a pretty good sized room, and I was able to put a 3 wide tile wide, table. But then I had a hard time trying to figure out a rug for it because the rugs I usually use are like the size of a 3 wide table. So I ended up using this one because I didn't like any of the swatches on the other ones, and the bigger rug that is this pattern is a lot bigger than what I wanted. So yeah, I ended up just using the 3 runner things, and then I added a bar over here in the corner because it's a chef's kitchen. So I figured one of the adults here would be like in the chef career, so they'll need to be working on their mixologist as well. And yeah, that's basically it about the dining room. I did add some paintings, so that's great. And here is the half bathroom. It's just a toilet and a sink and a kitchen, and I added a few decorative touches around and just, you know, 2 paintings because it is a double wide door in the front, so I didn't really have to add anything to that area, so that was good. And I put toothbrush in there, and I don't really know why, because I figure, you know, probably wouldn't be using toothbrushes. Yeah. And that room I just deleted was going to be like a full-size bathroom, but there just wasn't enough room for what I wanted to do for the living room, so I do end up changing it. And I do change this furniture because it was feeling a little too modern, and I did want the style of this house to be a little bit more modern than the last one, which was more traditional. And so I do stick to more modern decor. And then so I did end up building this in 3 separate parts. The first part I just did the entire exterior and landscaping and everything, and then by the end I was working on this for like an hour and my eyes were hurting, so I decided to take a break and I watched TV for a little bit. And then I think later on that day, no, it was the next day or a couple days later, I don't know, but I came back, I did the first floor, and I got to the living room and I was stuck. I just wasn't inspired anymore. I'm like, okay, this is not working for me, so I have to stop. So I did, and then a couple hours later, I felt inspired again, so I came back and I looked at the living room and I'm like, yeah, this isn't working. So that's when I changed all of this, and then once I changed the furniture and everything, the fireplace didn't really go with what I liked in here, so I changed the fireplace as well. And then I really liked the way the living room turned out. It turned out pretty well. So I'm glad I changed it. And then I didn't want to put a lamp on that table, so I ended up putting that little, I guess, modern looking thing. And this is what I was talking about, hallways. I hate hallways and like landing areas because I had no idea what to put here. So I did pause the video. Well, I paused the recording and I looked on Pinterest for ideas for hallway decorations, and yeah, so I didn't really find any ideas that I liked. I was like, okay, maybe I'll put a little reading nook in here. But I was like, well, there's an area for that downstairs, and I didn't want to do that up here. And I was going to put a little puppet thing there, and it just didn't work for me. So this is when I decided, you know what, I'm just going to use this black wallpaper and pretend it's a chalkboard and put these little chalk sketches that came with the toddler update on the wall. And I really liked the way it turned out because it's like, you know, you got some little creative children running around and they like to draw on the walls, so I figured, you know, they just use this wall as like a little chalkboard so that the kids can draw on that little portion of the wall and not get in trouble. And so yeah, that worked for me, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I liked it, and I do wish that the texture of the black wall was a little bit different, but you know, it's whatever. So yeah, that's what I did over there. And then over there I just stuck a little table thing, and it was fine. And I think that's about it for the hallway. Yeah, now I'm moving on to the girls' room, which is what I thought to be the girls' room. And I do end up changing the wallpaper, I believe. Yeah, because I didn't like the way it looked with the easel, because I used the blue easel and a blue wall, which I ended up using a blue wall anyway, but it looks a little bit better against the easel because they're different shades of blue. And then I did remember to put these Kulala the Defender lights in here, because I know for me personally, whenever I'm playing and I have children in my household, every single night they wake up because of that stupid monster under the bed. So I put the Kulala the Defender light in there, and it stops that from happening, which makes me very happy. And yeah, I did put these little chalk drawings in this room too, because why not? And this is meant to be for a kid's room. I mean, you could just go in and delete the toys or move them to the other room or something. If you have a teenager, or, whenever they age up, you'll probably redo their room anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter. And I put some little stuffed animals on these beds because I really love putting stuffed animals on the beds. I'm sorry, that was weird. But, yeah, and then I kind of, finagled this little area a little bit to make it look like it was a little built-in area where there's two beds and then a table in the middle, like they're attached to each other. And I liked the idea, so that's what I did. And I don't actually remember if I remember to put anything on the table. So, oh yeah, I did put a robot light, but I thought I put something else. I was going to, maybe I forgot. So yeah, here's the kids' bathroom. I did try to stick with some more colorful stuff, and so that's why I chose that little I don't know if it's a monkey on that mirror or what, but yeah, that's what I chose. And then now we're moving on to the master bedroom, which is one of my favorite rooms in this house. I did want to give it a darker color palette because I felt like it looked more romantic, but yeah, and I used a lot of the other colors that came with, like the pastel colors, and I didn't want it to look too feminine, even though it's pretty feminine, honestly. But I did want to stick with darker colors of furniture and everything. But I really like the way it turned out. It's my favorite room in the house. And then, they got a big master bathroom. And this is the last room in the house. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Screenshots are coming up, so stick around for those. And if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And it lets me know that you're enjoying the series and I should continue it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!